Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing the test rides. So I picked the wrong car for this first one. I picked a different one.
Yep.
So we're actually doing... Kurt's got the right one, which you're actually seeing right now. Kurt, what is this car called?
Okay, the car I'm test riding is the Vapid Hustler. Now, I'm not looking forward to test driving this car.
Well, even though I got the wrong car, I'm still not looking forward to test driving this one either. So let's just test drive it, eh?
Yep. Alright, Connor, since you picked the wrong car, what do you think of yours?
Well, to be honest, I don't really care much for muscle cars. So what do you think of yours, even though yours is the right one?
This car reminds me of the movie Cars that I used to watch back in the day when I was little.
Well, it wasn't that bad. The movie wasn't bad, but the car, what do you think of the car in the game?
In the rear bit of the car, it looks weird. Because I can barely see the wheels, and don't recommend getting this car because it's total trash.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Since my car is wrong, I don't even know what my car is. Let me know down in the comments where I accidentally test drove. And let's move on to the next one, eh?
Sure.
Okay, Kurt. So this is actually the Hermes. The last car we test drove was the Hustler. No, this is the Hustler. The last car we test drove was the Hermes. What do you think of the look so far?
It kind of looks a little bit weird in the outside.
I like the look of the car, I'll be very honest with you.
Well, I'm not looking forward to test driving this car, but let's do it.
Yeah, let's get this done.
Alright, what do you think of this car, Connor?
Well, I think it's strange, but strange in a good way. I think some cars, they do look strange, but sometimes they just look good. What do you think of the car altogether, Kurt?
The car looks strange on the outside and the inside. Don't recommend this because this car is ugly.
I like the car. I like the way it looks, kinda.
Really?
And I would recommend it.
Oh, come on now.
Let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Yeah.
So this is the Double Butchie JB700. There is a W version as well, which means it's weaponized. But this one's not weaponized, so we're not going to count the JB700W. What do you think it looks so far, Kurt, alone?
Yeah, I love it, actually.
Yeah, isn't this a James Bond car?
Yeah, it is, actually.
Yeah, I never watched the movie, but still, I think we should test drive this thing and see how it performs. What do you think?
Sure, let's do that. So, what I think about the JB700 is, it's a good car actually, considering it's a bit drifty, and it takes corners very well, and I love the looks on the outside.
Do you like the way it performs, handles,
Yeah,
brakes?
I do.
Now, since you can't hear it, I could hear it though. I think the car sounds alright. It kind of sounds similar to the previous car we did, but
Yeah.
I can't say I would recommend it. I'm sorry, but I just have to say no.
Okay.
You have to put your foot down sometimes, and I have to say no. Alright, should we move on to the next one?
Sure. So, guys, the car we're going to be test driving is the Swinger here in the Sports Classic.
Yes, what do you think it looks so far, Kurt?
Looks of it look okay.
I think it looks kind of unique.
Yeah.
The thing I like about this car is the circle lights at the front.
Yeah.
And the circle lights at the back. So, I think we should test drive this. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Connor, what do you think of this car?
I'll be honest, I actually really like the look of the car. I know it looks a little bit unusual, but like I said in like the second one, I think it was, the unusual can look kind of good, you know? What do you think of the car?
Well, to tell you this, the car looks alright. Does take corners very well, but it's a bit faster, but I'm not going to really recommend this car, actually.
I like the way this thing sounds, but do you like the way this thing brakes, performs, handles? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like those.
Alright, shall we move on to the next classic car?
Sure. Okay, so the car that we are going to be test driving here, so this is called the Lamborghini Mitchell GT in the Sports Classic.
So should we test drive this thing out?
Sure.
Okay, so I don't like this car one bit. This car is too small. If I was to fit in this thing in real life, I think my head would touch the roof. And I think it would probably leave an imprint in your head on the roof if you were to fit in this car.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing too. This car is a bit too small for me. I just can't recommend it actually. It would be like my head's almost touching the roof on this car. But the performance wise, it's good. Does take corners pretty good, but it's a drifty car. But I just can't buy it.
I don't like the car at all, and I don't think it performs very well either. I think it's too drifty in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's a front wheel drive, which is also another small kind of downside to the car. But no, I can't say I would buy this car.
No.
So I think we should move on to the next car, and we'll move on to the sedan class, which is there's only one in there and one in the sports class. Shall we move on to that?
Sure. Okay, so guys, the car we're going to be test driving is the Ena Stafford here.
I'm not looking forward to testing drive this one. This looks like the Hermes to me, so let's just get this over with, okay?
Okay. I told you, Connor, I would agree with you on that car there.
I don't think this car is worth it.
This car is a waste of time, and it's so slow and it's so old.
This car will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.
Don't recommend it, because this car is trash.
Yep. Do not buy this car. It is worth nothing.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one because I really don't want to see this car anymore.
No. Alright, so guys, the car we're going to be test driving, this is the Pista Comet SR in sports. So, shall we test drive this thing, Connor?
First, what do you think of the looks so far?
Look pretty good.
Should we test drive this thing out, see how it performs?
Sure.
Okay, so this is the Pista Comet SR. We obviously know that, but what do you think of performance and stuff like that?
Yeah, I love the performance and I love the way how it's good on the outside here.
I like the way it looks. I like the way it performs. And what do you think about how it takes corners, brakes?
It takes corners very good, yes.
It's a sports car, so you'd kind of expect that from a car like this.
Yeah.
So, would you recommend it?
Maybe.
I would recommend it. I like the look of the car. I probably would buy it, but it depends on what you want at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So, should we move on to the next car, which I believe all we have left are supercars?
Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay, so this is a Lamborghini Tiguan, Kurt. What do you think of the looks of it alone? First impressions, what do you think?
It looks like one of my favorite cars here, actually.
Well, I like the look of the car personally. I wouldn't mind upgrading this thing again if you were to pick this car. But why don't we test drive this thing and see what you think?
Sure.
Okay, so Kurt, the Tiguan, what do you think of the car so far? Looks alone.
Oh yeah, I do love it actually. It got a good turning circle to the car when it turns corners very well.
What about the brakes? You've tested that out quite a bit in that test.
The brakes are good, yeah.
What about the way it handles? Looks? What do you think?
The looks and the handles are good.
Alright, and would you recommend this car overall?
Not just yet though.
Well, for other people, would you recommend it for other people?
Yeah,
Alright, I would say so too. Should we move on to the next supercar?
sure.
The Oslo XA21. What do you think of looks alone, Kurt?
Looks alright there.
I feel like you're gonna really like this car because I think this car has a retractable spoiler.
Does it have a retractable spoiler, does it?
Yeah, so should we test drive this thing out?
Sure. Well, that's a retractable spoiler I saw there. Alright, Connor, what do you think of this car?
Well, I think I know which car you're going to pick at the end of the video. But what do you think of this car, first of all? I think it's more important that you tell me.
I love how at the back it's got a retractable spoiler.
I knew you were going to pick that. I knew you were going to say that this has a good spoiler. But what do you think of the braking and the handling and the way it takes corners?
The braking and the handling is good and it takes corners very well. And I have made a decision on this car.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
I'm not going to say it now.
But let's just move on to the next one. You might find a better one.
Yeah. We're going to be test driving is the Infernus and the Super cars here. So, what do you think of the car so far, Connor?
Well, I could tell you a bit of a backstory behind this car, but I do like the look of it, first of all. I'll say that real quick.
Yeah.
What do you think of the looks?
Oh, yeah, I like looks fit, yeah.
I know this car is an old car in the game. And this car came out when this game came out. The only reason I know that is because you could find this car on the streets, believe it or not.
I can find it on the streets of GTA 4 in this car.
Should we test drive this thing out?
Sure.
What do you think of the car?
Well, it does take corners very good, considering I fell off on purpose. I like how it's got 5 exhausts in this vehicle.
And this thing does have scissor doors, okay, Kurt? I know that's probably one thing that you're interested in, if this thing has scissor doors, and yes, it does.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the performance, the way it handles everything?
The performance and the way how it handles is very smooth, actually.
What do you think of the looks alone?
Yeah, I like the looks.
Should we move on to the next car?
Yep, so guys, we're going to be test driving the Pegasi like super car.
This car is an old car in the game. It's came out in the car since the very beginning of the game. It's an old car, so I would probably still say buy it. So let's move on to the test drive. What do you think, Kurt? Should we do it?
Let's do that. What I say about this car is the back side of the window looks a bit weird, actually.
I don't know why you think this thing looks weird. I think this thing looks amazing.
But the rest of the car looks a bit amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think of the performance, the looks, the handles? What do you think of everything like that? And don't mention about the windows, because I already know that.
It all looks good to me, yeah.
Alright, so shall we move on to the last car of the day?
Sure.
Okay, Kurt, so this is the Wagner. So, do you want to test out to see what this car's doors has to offer?
Sure, yeah.
And then get back in?
Wow.
So do you like the car already?
Yeah, I do.
So we obviously know this thing has scissor doors. Well, kind of. It kind of just goes up. But still,
Yeah.
the car looks alright. What do you think of the looks so far? You did say something about this car.
I did, yeah.
What do you think of the looks?
Looks look a bit alright, but there's something off about the back and front of the car.
You told me that this car looks fat. Do you stand by that statement?
Yeah.
Alright, should we test drive this thing?
Yep. Okay, to be honest with you, the front and the back of the car looks a bit weird. It looks a bit fat, this vehicle.
Alright, what do you think of the performance, handling, turning, everything looks?
Yeah, they all look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Kurt, you said to me that you wanted to announce the car at the end of the video. What was that car? What was that car going to be called?
Okay, the car I'm going to announce is the Ocelot. The Super, all because it has a retractable spoiler.
Of course.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess if you guys want to see that video, I guess you're going to have to look out for it. See?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I guess let's end this video here.
Sure. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.